YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. So on this channel, it started off just documenting my fitness journey, and I always like to do an intro real quick because there's always going to be new people with the YouTube algorithm. Started this channel off to document my fitness journey, realized that the fitness industry is filled with so much BS and so much noise. So then I started making videos on simplifying fitness and nutrition and showing you that you can get jacked training 3 to 4 days a week and not doing anything crazy and complex and eating all this insane food and these insane diets. So the channel was built around simplicity. And as I started my brand, Average to Jacked, I realized when I started coaching people that it's not a knowledge problem. Like, the knowledge is readily available in this world. It's a mindset, a routine, a discipline problem. Like, people didn't need me to like show them how to squat better and bench better. Like, of course that's like part of it. They needed me to like help them get their ass in the gym. It's like, why do they set these goals, or they like want to do these things but they can't reach them? And so I started looking at myself as more of like a mindset coach. Like, I would say 95% of the coaching calls that I take and the clients that I work with, they've been training, they just don't get the results they want. And so I help them kind of figure that out. So I tell you guys all this because when it's 3:40, 3:50 in the morning and you click on you click on my video and you see it's that early and I'm just talking in my truck, it's like, well, why do I even listen to this guy? So the purpose of my channel now, that I'm self-employed making content, is just to start documenting how I've done this, the mindset it takes, the routine it takes, because not everyone's life's gonna align with mine. A lot of the stuff I do might not make sense, but I know that there's definitely nuggets you can pull from this video to maybe apply to your life, because at the end of the day, we all have a story. And there's a lot of you guys that reach out to me that want to make content, that want to do similar things. And my advice to you is like, just tell your story. It's like, what problems have you solved in your life? It's like, turn on the camera and just tell people, even if they're small, even if they don't seem, like anything crazy. It's like, turn on the camera and show people. So purpose of this video is to share my routine, because the routine is what changed my life. What you have to understand is that when you do random actions and random things in your day, it's going to give you random results. It's like, you can't expect to hit a lofty, big goal, hit your North Star, if your actions are vague and random. It's like, best advice I can give you guys that consume my content is, if you're chasing after goals, and I'm really big on just like, live the life you want to live. Like, for me, I was in a high stress management job that we were behind budget. There was a sales goal. There was just a lot of pressure. There was expectations to pick up other people's slack and do other responsibilities not in your role. And like, I could do it, and I did it for a while, and I pulled my weight and I hit my sales goals. But that kind of office 9 to 5 stressful, like, that's not my style. And so whatever your goal is, it's just like, pursue after it. But what I want to tell you is like, the routine is how you get there. The routine is how I got there. So you guys know that watch the content, 8 months ago, I was working an office job, but it was in landscaping. So it was like half office, half out in the field. And now I'm full-time self-employed. So this channel is basically to document all of these lessons and all these things I've learned on how I got there, and also give you guys videos on getting jacked, because the body's the foundation. You put your body first, then it helps your mindset, your mental, your energy, your confidence, and everything builds off of that. So most people put their body second, and they put all the materialism first, and then they end up fat, sick, and suffering with a lot of money. And to me, it doesn't make sense, because you put your body first, then you build the business, then you build what you want to do. It's like, it's the best of both worlds. So on this channel, if you're new, I go into these rants. I give you guys just my raw thoughts. Most of the time they're going to be early morning. Sometimes I'll shoot the cinematics. Like, I enjoy filming and doing like some color grading and adding some music over it, kind of documenting what I do in the morning, getting ready, and then I'll jump in the truck and talk. So if you guys enjoy stuff like this, then consider subscribing. My channel's growing, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But yeah, in this video, I want to kind of take you guys through my routine. First, I'm going to get in the gym and get a workout in. And then what I'll probably do is go back home, and while I'm making my morning breakfast, my post-workout meal, I'll probably talk through, the ideas I have and how I structure my day. Because the truth is like when I consume someone's content, which I honestly don't consume that much anymore. Like I have a couple of people, like business people or content creators, that I enjoy their stuff. And it's like the first thing I catch myself doing when I find someone who kind of inspires me or I learn from is I'm like, what's their routine? Like, if I know what their routine is, then I know the actions they take. And most of the time you can reverse engineer what someone's done. So like I said, maybe your goals aren't exactly like mine. Like maybe you're like, all right, Eric, 3-4 o'clock in the morning is excessive. Like I'll wake up at 6 and then I'll do my work block from 6 to 8 and then I'll go to my job at 9. And it's like, just align it with your life. But like you can take these nuggets from what I've done and then you can shift them into your own schedule, and more than likely you'll get the same results or similar results, because we're really defined by the actions we take. And that was the biggest unlock for me, is like when I was stuck and I was stagnant in my life, it was because I was taking random actions. When I started taking the right actions that align with my goal, that's when my life like really started to, I guess, like the snowball effect. It's like that's how it happened. It was, Eric wanted to be this content creator. He wanted to have a really jacked physique, be in the best shape of his life. He wanted to inspire people and help people. And like, what's crazy to me is like when I was way younger, because I've always been into like self-improvement, motivation. Like even when I was younger, I'd watch all these motivational videos, and I would tell like some people like, oh, I want to be like an inspirational speaker or a life coach. And it's like, it's not to say that I know it all or I'm like even doing that now, but it's, because I'm only 31, like I'm still learning. But it's crazy to me that now I'm finding myself making content and trying to help people. It's crazy for this stuff to come full circle. So I've completely lost my train of thought, but you can't blame me. It's super early. I still need to get some caffeine in my system, but yeah, I'm just going to show you guys the exact steps I've taken, because your daily actions are what actually matter. Because when you align your daily actions with the end goal, you reverse engineer the end goal and you start taking those steps, you will get there through time. So that's kind of what I was saying. Was 8 months ago, completely lost. It was until I looked and said, this is the man I want to be. This is the person that I want to become. I just have to start doing these actions each day, and I have to build a routine around my life. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to suck. And that's the thing, man, is when I started waking up early, I tried this like 6 different times, and I would fail within 2 or 3 days because I'm like, oh, it's hard, or oh, I'm tired, or oh, like I'm weaker in the gym. It wasn't until I just stuck through that pain and that resistance that I came out of the other side. We're going to jump into this workout. I'm going to talk you guys through how I train, because I know some people are here for the mindset, some people are here for the training. So I'll talk you guys through how I train, and then we'll get to the step-by-step. So I appreciate you guys. All right, so it's time to talk you guys through the training. So if you're anything like me, you started out very overwhelmed. Maybe you're overwhelmed now with training. You don't really know what's the best routine. This person says to do that. That person says to do this, and you're just confused. And you've been working out, but you're just not seeing the results you wanted. My goal in this little voiceover is just to talk you through my training, and maybe you can take some tips and tools away to apply them to your everyday training. So for me, 3 to 4 days a week is all you need. I've been training this way for the last 6 years. And as you guys can see, not in like an arrogant way, but like I've built substantial muscle. Like a lot of people think I'm a bodybuilder, and I'm actually an anti-bodybuilder. Like I don't agree with the bodybuilding lifestyle at all. I think it's very like degenerate in a way. I think there's a lot of stuff people don't talk about with bodybuilding that goes on behind the scenes. So the goal with this voiceover is just to tell you guys, like 3 to 4 days a week in the gym, when you're actually training hard, you're pushing yourself, you're focusing on the right movements for aesthetics, like you can build a phenomenal physique. But it does take time. Like if you think you're going to get shredded in 60 days or 90 days when you've been a couch potato for the last 10 years, it's like, go into it understanding that it's a marathon and it's not a sprint. So if you guys like content like this, like straightforward fitness advice, then check out the Average to Jack channel, because that's where I go into deep dives
on different topics on that channel, as far as routines, as far as like mindset, how-tos. It's just, that's what that channel's for. This channel, once again, is just to document kind of everything in like day in the life. But with my pull workout, so I train 3 days a week, push, legs, pull. Before, I used to do 4-day-a-week routines, which was upper, lower, upper, lower. I switched to 3 days because of my job. And then it ended up being like, I was so busy that I could only train 3 days a week and actually recover. And it ended up like coming around to where I enjoy the 3 days, because for one, you're much more motivated to get in the gym and train. Two, like the recovery is insane. So like your joints don't get as beat up. And yeah, I just found that like I'm still making gains doing this. And every time I get in the gym and I hit it hard, it's like I can go home, recover. I have plenty of times to do my creative work and these other things I'm pursuing, and still also make gains. So consider working out 3 to 4 days a week if you're not seeing results. If you're training 6, 7 days a week and you love it and you love the routine and you feel good, it's like, who am I to tell you to change? It's just giving you kind of another opinion. But with this workout here on my pull day, I do essentially 3 to 4 like main exercises, and I do anywhere from 2 to 4 sets. It just all depends on how I feel. I'm coming off of like a mini cut, so my energy's down, and I also noticed I had to reduce the weight on some of these exercises by 5 pounds whenever I've been like progressing every week. So my goal is basically pick 3 to 4 main movements, 2 to 4 sets, and every single workout, my goal is to add at least 1 rep to one of the sets. It doesn't have to be all of them, but like for this incline curl, for example, let's say I do 3 sets of 7 reps. Next workout, I'm shooting for 3 sets, and one of those is 8 and the other 2 can be 7. But once I hit 8 across all 3 sets, that's when I increase to 9 and then restart. And that's kind of what I call like double or simple progression. And, it doesn't confuse you thinking you have to do reverse pyramid and drop sets and super, like all these different things. It's like you can go into the gym, pick a few foundational exercises for aesthetics, because I train to look better at the beach, look good with my shirt off, look good for everyday life. I don't care about special variations to grow my bicep peak by 1/4 of an inch. I just like to go in and train. Like I love training as my passion. So this workout here was, once again, we started out with lat pulls for the vertical pull. Then I did a horizontal pull, which was the T-bar chest assisted row. We then moved on to rear delts, because rear delts are super important to just build the 3D look. So there's my 3 like main movements. And then sometimes I'll throw in a 4th, like I'll do katanas and more rear delt work, or I might do another like horizontal pull. And then after we move on to biceps, so I'm just doing simply incline dumbbell curls and then these cable curls, which kind of simulate an incline. You'll notice how I kind of bring the cable back behind my body for the extra tension, and everything's just controlled. I don't count like the negatives, or I just train, man. I just pick the weight up, put it down, but I don't do it too fast. I don't do it too slow. It's just like everything's kind of just simple. And then I'm going through a little like posing routine here. Once again, I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't even really know how to like legitimately pose, but I just like to do this to show you guys, like with a simple training routine, 3 to 4 days a week. Like you don't have to take all these supplements. You don't have to take all these drugs. It's like get in the gym, train hard, eat real food, walk, recover. That's all you got to do.
Check. So we just had an absolutely phenomenal workout. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a voiceover or not, so if not, I'll still probably put those workout clips in there and maybe put some like text. So not sure yet. Let me see if I can get some lighting for you guys. We got the freaking pump going on, man. Absolutely destroyed that lifting session. So on the way back home, I wanted to kind of talk through the different steps that I take with scheduling my day and my routine. So number one, like foundational thing that helped me was I heard this quote, plan tomorrow today. So, starting off this video, we talked kind of about the daily actions and how important it is to align yourself with your North Star and with your goal. The first way that you do that is by actually knowing what you're gonna do when you wake up. So let's think about the person who is a procrastinator, who is lazy, who wants these goals but doesn't get after them. What does their day look like? They wake up, random time. They eat random things. they scroll random like things online, and you know, they just do random things. It's like one of the best things that I've ever done for myself is like waking up early, like I always talk about, because you have no distractions. You know, whenever this person, like this random person that I'm talking about, like they wake up and then they just let like random phone calls, random text messages, random notifications. Like 1 minute they're scrolling on Instagram, and then they're like, oh, let me check my email. And then they're like, oh, but let me check my Facebook. But then it's like, oh yeah, but what was I watching on YouTube? And before you know it, like 2 or 3 hours has gone by and you've got nothing accomplished. So when you plan tomorrow today, ideally you're using like a Google Calendar or some type of template, because when you actually like set time blocks for yourself, it kind of like keeps you in those parameters. I work off of like a checklist, so it's just how I've always done it. So I don't really have to like time block it like super specific. Like I'm normally pretty close. Like for the gym, for example, it's like I know I'm gonna get to the gym around 4:30, and I'm gonna leave around 5:30 or 6, get back home, make my breakfast, start my work. It's always around the same time. But you plan tomorrow today, so you have kind of your guide rails, like it keeps you on task. And when you wake up, the first thing that I do is I go straight to my computer. You know, some people will be like, oh, you need to get sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning, you need to do meditations and these different things. It's like, maybe, but what I'm getting at with this video is like I'm sharing what's worked for me, and you know, you guys just kind of pull from what you think could work for you. But I wake up and I read my goals. The reason behind this is because our emotions are like the wind, they're like the clouds, they're always constantly changing, they're always all over the place. It's like I will be so fired up and motivated one day, and I'll know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I'm pursuing, you know, why I'm making fitness content. I'm just like full of passion and fire and motivation. And then the next day I could wake up and I'm just like, why am I doing this again? Like, I just don't feel it today, man. Like, you know, you're like, it's almost like a depression hits you, or like a dark cloud. And maybe I'm the only one that experiences that. I have no idea, but that's what is kind of the beautiful thing about this channel, is I'm just going to share what I'm experiencing, and maybe you guys can resonate with it. And if you're anything like that, when you stick to waking up or planning tomorrow today, waking up and then reading your goals first thing, it puts you back on track to know, oh yeah, this is why I'm doing it. This is exactly the path that I'm on. These are the goals I'm trying to accomplish. These are the materialistic things I want. Like maybe you want your dream car, your dream house, your dream partner. It's like you write down, I call it the 2.0 version of myself. And inside of my workout program, Average to Jacked, I actually have like a habit tracker and a 2.0 script that you can read, because there's been so many studies done that like when you write down your goals and you read your goals, you're like 40 to 50% more likely to hit them. So this program that I started to just help people get fit is now like morphing into just like a mindset, discipline, plus the training routine, kind of like everything together. And so, you know, the habit tracker, it's like, know what you're gonna do, know what your goal is, so read that. And then I like to split my day up into like sections. So the morning time when I'm not lifting, so like tomorrow is an off day, I call it my like creativity block. So that's whenever my brain is the sharpest. I wake up, 30 to 45 minutes, I'll take about 150 milligrams of caffeine, hydrate myself, electrolytes, completely fast, other than the pre-workout. I don't think it has any calories, but wake up and then I go straight to work, because once again, the world is asleep. My dogs are asleep. My girl's asleep. Anyone who's got to like reach out to me for something is probably not awake. So guess what? Those hours are so impactful, man, because you can just get so much done. So if you're chasing a creative outlet, like maybe you're a music producer and like you make instrumentals or you make beats or something like that, and you're working this job and you're wanting to get out of it and pursue music full time, it's like, if you can wake up 2 to 3 hours before you go to work, the amount of work you can get done when you just shut your phone on airplane mode or leave it in another room, you open one tab, which is like your workstation. For me, it's like my station where I like script videos and ideas or whatnot. Like I have my own system to do that. Like I try not to open up any other tabs. I try not to read emails, notifications, nothing. It's just me and the work, looking straight at the work. And before you know it, you look up and 2 or 3 hours are gone and you've knocked out so much. So like I'm saying, It's like, apply these principles to your life. Like, I don't know what you're pursuing. Maybe you have a landscaping business, maybe you have a painting business, a pressure water, like whatever it is. It's like, if you can get up early, you can go ahead and set your day up. And I call it like getting the win first thing in the day. So like in the morning, train, that's my win. So like if I did nothing else today, at least I trained and took care of my body. On the days off from the gym, I wake up and do my creative block. So that normally is going to be 4 to 5 hours of just deep work. And it's like, is every second focused? Absolutely not. Like, I'm not perfect. I do like sway around. I do check notifications sometimes, but I do my best, at least for the first hour or two, to like knock out work. And then after that, I'm going to go eat my first meal. I wait to eat because it bogs me down. So like right now after the training session, you know, I'm like, my body needs fuel. So I'm going to go in and make some food, but this is going to impact my workflow for the rest of the day. So what I'm going to do is just start working on editing this video, and then editing the video for Average to Jacked, which is my second channel. That's just like short, like tactical fitness advice videos. And I'll link that below if you guys are interested in checking that out. Because that's what this channel is now. This channel is me documenting myself as a one-person business, like a solopreneur, which is basically like solopreneur is like an entrepreneur, but you're just by yourself. Like, it's just me. I have no team. I have no, like, it's, you know, it's just me. That's what this channel is. It's like, I'm documenting going from started being a super skinny kid to building muscle, to teaching people how to build muscle, to teaching people their mindset, to quitting my job and going full time with this. And I'm just sharing the journey, man. I'm just sharing exactly what I'm doing. So we wake up, we plan tomorrow today, we hit our creativity block. So that's scripting videos, recording videos, newsletters, building out products, working on my website. And it's like, okay, it's 11, 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. It's like, what's next? That's where I do more of like another building phase. So the creativity is like creating, and then the second stage is like building and then learning. So I'll go outside, and you know, my goal every day is to get 10,000 steps. So I'm working on building things in my head. So it's like, what can I add to my course? What can I offer to my coaching clients? Like, how can I improve? It's like, it's less brain intensive task, but you use those walks as like meditation. So I get out on a walk, and then it's also a learning block. So I might do, I might have an idea in my head, and then I'll just put on a random podcast or an audio book with the intention of like picking up nuggets. So I've talked about The Slight Edge a lot recently by Jeff Olson. That's a book that aligns with like my soul, man, because all he talks about in that is like, you know, quantum leaps don't happen. Like, he even talked about in the book of like the man on the moon or whatever. And it's like, you think it was like this ultimate big event, but like all the little steps that led up to that, like the first person designing or coming up with the idea of like building something that could take someone to the moon, like all these different things, like it starts with like the tiny action. And so I'm reading that book, and then my, you know, videos are on routine, discipline, mindset. And I'm like, oh, I can use some of these nuggets for my videos. So it's all about like improving, because if you're not bringing in inputs into your life, then you're going to just be stagnant. Because like, you know, ideas, some of them come out of thin air. Like, you know, you can be in the shower and like this idea pops up, but like you need to be consuming things intentionally to better yourself. So I do my creativity block, go out, and I'm focusing on building and learning. And then the last half of my day, I do like a sharp cutoff around 3 or 4. And that's basically like responsibilities around the house, getting prepared for the next day, and then just kind of winding down, and maybe like a reflection and a journaling. Because if you can reflect at the end of the day on like the things that you've done right, the things that you've done wrong, it's like that's where that incremental improvement happens. You know, Jordan Peterson talks about being 1% better every day. Well, that's how you do it. It's like end of your day, you know, I talked about this before, but like live in day-tight compartments. Like if you're an anxious person, if you're worried about all these things in the future or your past or whatever, it's like shut like a metal gate, shut it here on the start of your day and shut it at the end of the day. And all you have is today. And when you live like that, man, it makes you not worry about the past or worry about the future, because all you have is now. And so you focus on making today the best day possible. And then those actions are going to compound and compound and compound. And I speak so confidently on this is because I'm living it, man. Like 8 months ago, I was lost. Like some of my buddies probably watch my videos that I used to game with, but like I was playing video games all day. You know, I would talk to them about me wanting to build a fitness business. And then you know, it was fun, man. Like, I enjoyed getting online and playing, and like I enjoyed those things, but like I knew deep down my soul was calling me to do something else. So yeah, like that's kind of how my routine's structured. But we just finished up the workout. I'm gonna go in here and make my breakfast. I'll bring the camera with me and I'll talk to you guys. And like I said, if you want to check out more like fitness content, if it really interests you and you're just trying to, you know, get fit, because most of my audience started off as here for fitness advice. So if you guys still want that, don't forget to check out Average to Jacked. It's a little over a month since I started that channel, and it's catching up to the subscribers on this channel. So I think I'm almost at 13,000 right now. But I hope you guys are getting value. If you are, the best way to show your support to this channel is simply by liking and leaving a comment, letting me know that you guys are resonating with this message. Because I've had this like these self-doubts, and I guess you call it like imposter syndrome, and I've talked about it in many videos because people have commented and said like, Eric, you say this a bunch, but it's like sometimes I'm like, is anybody actually listening to these messages? But I feel that they're helping because it's what helped me. So even if one of you guys takes something away and applies it to your life and levels up, man, like that's all I'm here for. I'm just here to share what God's given me, man. So that's another thing, dude, is like when you're worried, lean into your faith, man. Like, you got all these problems, you got all these issues. It's like, lean into God. Like, know that this life is short. We get one life. It's like, lean into Him, give it all to Him, and it just works out, dude. It's always going to work out. You just have to keep putting your best foot forward. You have to be a good person. You have to have character. You have to treat people with respect, and I promise you, you will reap what you sow. It's like, if you're a super negative person, you have a lot of hate in your heart, you have a lot of anger at the world. That used to be me, and it's like, it wasn't until I started realizing, like, just do the right thing, man, and then the right things will happen to you. So I'm sitting here rambling and ranting, but one thing I did want to say before I shut the camera off and go inside is I'm thinking about, now that I'm doing this full time, instead of just doing one video a week, I'm thinking about doing like a bulking series. So I just finished up a mini cut where I was trying to just get as shredded as possible and kind of like lean back down for the summer and for content to just look the best that I possibly can. But I'm wanting to go into like a lean bulking phase because I still think there's a couple more pounds of muscle that I can put on and then end up kind of cutting back down to 8-9% body fat and just stay there. So I think I'm gonna go through like the rest of this year on a bulk. And I was like, well, you know, not upload every day because that would be extremely challenging and probably boring to some of you, but like, what if I just document every single training day? So 3 days a week, I make 3 videos, and it's just like, here's what I'm eating, kind of a day in the life, and then also you'll get to see behind the scenes of building the A2J brand. So if that's something you guys are interested in, leave a comment, and yeah, let's get into the morning breakfast and smoothie. So we're about to make breakfast. I have the girl behind the camera because I woke her up when I got home because the dogs went ballistic, and they're still going ballistic right now. But we are going to make some breakfast, make the morning smoothie. So I'll show you guys that real quick. But the main takeaway with this video, because I've already kind of talked through most of the steps, it's like, figure out what the routine is, start to implement it. You know, I break mine up into like 3 blocks throughout the day: a creativity block, a building block, and then a kind of reflection journaling block. So what I wanted to say though is, when I started out with my routine, I had no idea what I was doing. I would watch a couple different creators and I would try to do exactly what these people are doing, exactly what this YouTuber is doing, or this guy that I kind of like inspire to be, or that I learned from. And it's like, you just kind of plug and play from different people. So like, maybe you want to be doing the things I'm doing, and maybe you're a content creator. It's like, but you might have kids, I don't. You might work a different shift. Like, there's so many differences. And so you just kind of pull from each person, and then you build out your own system. And that's kind of like the thing about all of this, is like, you're gonna suck when you start out. You're gonna suck making content. You're new to it, man. So you just have to like practice, because when I started trying to wake up early, I failed at it. I failed at it like 6 times, and my girl can vouch for that. Is like, I'd be like, I just don't think this early morning stuff's for me. And she's like, you just need to stick to it. Like, try it for a couple of weeks, let your body get adjusted. And that's what I did. And now I'm on a system. And what's funny is, my last workout on Tuesday, I was like, okay, like that last video I posted, I was like, hey, I'm still waking up early. I'm still sticking to the routine. I was like, I'll wake up early on Tuesday, and then I'll do my deep work. Instead of going to the gym and using all my brain power in there, I was like,
why don't I wake up, do my deep work, and then I will go to the gym around like 10, and by that time I would have got a meal and some other stuff. By the way, I'm doing these chicken sausages. They are, I don't even know how you pronounce that, but they're breakfast time chicken sausage and then the smoothie. So I'll heat those up with an onion and then make the smoothie. But Tuesday, I went to the gym at a different time and absolutely threw me off. It's like I went in there, I felt weaker. I don't know if it's because I was on the cut or what, but like I woke up, I did my deep work, and then I was like, this is awesome, man, because now I'm gonna get to go to the gym at, a later time. But it didn't work for me. And so, I got there, it was super busy. I don't like filming content in the gym. Like, you'll see the clips that I post, especially on Average to Jack, but I don't really enjoy it because I don't want to bother people. Like, I don't want to, like, I try to be courteous with it. But I go there and the gym's absolutely just swamped. So I'm like, this just doesn't work for me. And so the point I'm trying to make, like rambling, is like, you just got to try different things. And so I tried that. It's like, maybe if I would have went at like, I think I went at like 9:30. Maybe if I would have tried to go at 11 or 12 when more people were at work, it could have worked. But I'm just back on this routine. So, all right, so for the smoothie, you guys know that are subscribers, I do this every day. So I got the Medjool dates, I got the almond butter, I have the Equip Prime Protein, which I'll tell you guys more about here in a second. We're doing the almond milk. I just get organic almond milk that has literally just filtered water, organic almonds, organic honey. You want to watch out for natural flavors, artificial sweeteners. I stick to like whole ingredient foods. Now, this protein, this isn't me trying to be like a salesman to you guys. It's the first brand that I've ever actually like wanted to promote. So I reached out to them to partner with them, but literally this protein is 3 ingredients: beef isolate, cacao, and stevia. So if you guys want a protein, this isn't whey. Like I said, it's beef isolate. You can use the code A2J on their website. If you go to like Amazon and buy it, you're gonna spend a lot more money and it's not going to give you that discount. So we do the Prime Protein, almond butter, Medjool dates. We do the almond milk. We're gonna do raw honey. And then also, we're gonna do mango and blueberry. So 11 ounces of almond milk, 3 dates, a tablespoon of almond butter, scoop of protein, about a cup of fruit, and then 2 tablespoons of honey. And then for the breakfast this morning, we're gonna be doing a whole row of these links, which is like 20 grams of protein. And then I'm also gonna do a sweet onion. We'll saute all that up. So that should really wrap up the video. That's pretty much my routine. It's like I wake up early before the world wakes up. So I have my 2 to 3 hours, deep, intense, brain intensive like work. So my scripting, my writing, my thinking. And then after that, I go into my building, my learning. That's when I go outside and walk, get sunlight. And then the last step is kind of reflecting and journaling. So hope you guys found value in this video. It's like, just figure out your routine, but understand you need a routine. If you don't, good luck getting after your lofty goals. Good luck achieving anything. It's like some people might think a routine's robotic, and what about just living life and just doing random things and whatever. And it's like, that's fine. I'm not here to tell you one way or another. I'm just telling you what worked for me. And if you want to achieve a goal, you have to align your daily actions with that goal, because all successful people have a routine. No matter what they're successful at, business, at sports or whatever, like they have a regimen. Like they show up and they do the things. It's like Michael Phelps, what is his day to day? It's like show up, get in the pool and swim. Usain Bolt, it's like show up, train, and like to get good at anything, you have to continuously show up, and there's no way you can become great or good at anything if you're just doing random shit throughout the day. So appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get this breakfast going. I'm pretty sure this pan's like super hot because I turned the burner on. But if you guys want to see that kind of bulking series or like the 3-day-a-week uploads, I think I can do it. So just let me know in the comments. Peace.